Dancing with King in the Stars. The first wave's magic, sending meme coins to Mars. Sheriff TEDx on his exploring new lands. Crypto in his heart with maps in his head. Papa Davis and Nathan got LPs on lock. With the Mo in the mix, BpDAI's bound to light up the dark. BpDAI, going to Adora. BpDAI, going to Adora. Tell your cat and dad and your mom and your boss. BpDAI, going to Adora.
Yeah, what's up, motherfuckers? BpDAI going to $1. Tell your mom and tell your boss. How are y'all doing? Y'all having a good day? Let's bring the team up. Let's start this shit going. It's Thursday Alpha Hour. You know what you're here for. All right. We got lead singer of the band.
Yeah!
Hey!
Hello! Yeah, hello, St. Louis!
Chicago!
Yeah.
Whatever.
And Boise!
Head chef, Mr. Papa Vegas.
What's up? What up?
What's the best city for food you've ever been in?
Best city for food I've ever been in?
Come on. Head chef.
Jesus. Hold on.
Spot.
Hold on. Let me think. Let me think for a second. I would say either New York City or Miami Beach for sure. Just because you can get anything you want. You can get anything you want. So it's that's subjective. Best food, like my best food might be different than yours. So in Miami Beach or New York City, you can get whatever the hell you want. Like in Kentucky, I can get like one thing, American ass food. You know what I mean?
You remember the Pace Picante commercials?
Hell yeah,
New York City. Yeah. Just because of that, I'm slightly disappointed in you. It's okay. We'll move on.
Austin's cool too if you like barbecue. Austin's
I'm a
cool.
traveling
I'll
man.
Austin.
I'm a traveling man. I make a lot of stops. Best place for food? Joe Mama's.
Joe Mama's.
Joe Mama's.
Wait, Joe Mama or Yo Mama on Pulse Chain?
Yo Mama's.
Oh, nice. Okay. Appreciate you.
Good
All right.
food.
You ready? One of our favorite newcomers. The man, the myth, the real man, the real thing, not the legend, the actual real stuff. Mr. TFC himself.
Sup, fellas?
What's up, buddy?
It's good to be here.
Glad you're here, sir. How's your week been?
It's been very good. It's been kind of exhaustive, but I got a lot of stuff set up for this weekend, and we'll just see how it all unfolds.
It's a long way to the top if you want to rock and roll, unless you're Tim from TFC. Goo, my man.
Good morning. Good morning. What's going on, fellas?
Yo, yo, yo. Good morning.
You are
How
the
we
new
feeling?
definition of a benevolent whale, and I appreciate the hell out of you.
Let's go. Let's go. We here for the people, bro.
Appreciate you. All right. Is everyone ready? I've slow rolled this enough. He's backstage just cranking out weights, just fucking benching. I think he's lifting his couch back there. Okay, he's ready. Just toss it aside.
Waxing the surfboard.
Start sharing this out.
Sex
It's the Alpha King himself. Let's fucking go.
I was so excited, bro. I was muted. I didn't mean to fuck it up, but all I gotta say is it's an awesome fucking live stream. We're gonna talk about meme coins. We're gonna talk about your favorite dinosaur coins, and I want to make something crystal clear. Fuck Solana. Solana's for gays. Always remember that. Let's fucking go, baby.
Solana is the coin that you show the homeless people.
Yo. Hey, Mo.
I did it right over that.
Mo. I got a rumor. There's a rumor in the pipeline about the boy, the man, the myth, legend, the goo god. And so Solana just got first L2, and word on the street, Goo God's going to launch an L4. So keep your eyes out for it, because Goo God's coming out with an L4 on Solana.
Retard chain, let's go.
Yeah, it.
Oh my god! All right, in honor of Tim being here, Shall we start with TFC first, and then we'll go straight to the alpha?
Sure.
Yeah.
I'll up
Mo,
you.
grab the Telegram chat when you can.
Don't agree all at once. Telegram chat. What?
Am I in trouble?
What's happening? What do you want? What am I doing in the Telegram chat?
Your services are required.
Your services are required, sir.
Ah, my bad. Is it who? Fishing? Gambit?
Yep. Yes.
All of them?
No.
Fishing. It's going to ban a user from the chat.
Wrong one. That guy
Wrong
was-
one. That guy was legit.
Ah! That's the second time I've done that. That one's not on mine. So I'm not sure who that is on.
We're sorry, Camo Joe.
Yo, I've never seen a man more obsessed with other men ever in my life, bro. Ever. This is hilarious. Yo, I'm
Alright, I
eating
just-
right now too. Yo, fuck this. Hold on. Yo, I'm eating right now for Blaze, bro. Thank you for that 600K core,
you
you
ready?
fucking faggot.
You ready? I can. All right. Hey, for everyone who's watching, no, I don't want to do that. He's on it. Whoever it is in the X chat. So Shrey is trolling us in the chat. This fucking piece of shit scammer.
Gamalinskis.
This is kind of funny.
I need a
Can't
copy
remove
for
it.
this. This
I
is getting
can't
fucking
remove
good. now.
a. Oh, you know what I can do? Hang on. I'll bet you I can block him on my end.
They hate us because they ain't us.
It's not only is it pathetic that he's such a scammer and a piece of shit, but it's pathetic that like he can't stop to be away. Like he can't stand to be away. He's got to be the center of attention. It's fucking wild. All right,
what
let's
level
talk
is
about
Conan?
TFC, and I will rectify that situation in the background.
Okay.
Chris,
Yo.
can you do some
No,
PA
Chris is getting in on some 5 plays at once right now.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, I'm looking at scroll coins right now. So what's up? I kid you not, bro. I find the dumbest shit out every single day, dude. So it's getting out of hand. But yeah, let's talk about something. So what do you want to do? TFC, chart, TA? Is that what we're looking
Let's
at?
hop over to the true store of value here.
All right.
I saw TFC up like 3% today. I think that was because of the king pair. I don't wanna toot my own horn, but that's what I think it was, bro.
I like what it's doing, man.
Can I pop this
Up and to the right.
Well,
here?
if Pulse would like do something, that would help.
That would help. That would be interesting, wouldn't it?
Don't forget
Wouldn't we all
Solana.
like to see that?
Well, so
Most of us.
well, so basically looking at the chart right now, it's actually good that TFC is performing the way it is because what I'm seeing is even though like Pulse is like diving down and stuff, the chart is holding up really, really nice. And a lot of that has to do with that low liquidity. Where's that noise coming from?
That's me.
Someone.
Sounds like somebody's chewing.
Yeah, that's Johnny.
Johnny, mute your mic.
So basically what I'm seeing on the chart right now is the price is holding up really, really nicely. And looking at Pulse, we're starting. Okay, I can't remember what I was gonna say. Okay, yeah. So looking at Pulse, we're looking at the ratio, and last time we checked this out, the ratio was sitting at about 224x. Now, based off of what I'm seeing, TFC has a lot of diamond hand guys in this protocol, and from the last time we were talking about the chart, the same trading pattern still is playing out. We got the inverse head and shoulders. We're getting a consolidation zone, and then we're going to start retesting that neckline. And typically when you get a retest on these necklines, you want to test it out maybe one to, I would say, max 5 times, and then you start to see your breakout or your breakdown. Keep in mind, just because it's an inverse head and shoulders, it's not a confirmed bullish pattern. It just tends to lean more bullish compared to any other trading pattern. And that's the thing about TA people mess up. It's based off of percentages. It's not like a guarantee this thing's going to go crazy. So based off the chart, it looks really, really good. Now I want to zip over to the wrap pulse chart. Something I haven't done TA in a minute. This actually might be some crazy alpha. I don't know if I want to put this out here. I'm thinking about it, but I don't know if I want to put this piece of information out here because this would be pretty life changing. But long story short, we're getting a retest on pulse on this all-time low, and this is a massive bear flag. And so when we started bouncing up out of this bear flag, all the hex maxis were like, yo, this thing's about to full send. It's time to go. And I saw this and I was just like, guys, you realize this is a bear flag. I don't know what you guys are talking about. This thing's about to break down. And lo and behold, it broke down. And you know the best part about this, guys? This chart that I marked up, I marked this up back in, let me look at it. I was marking this back up in April. This is the first time I pulled it up in a while. I got two computers. So my other computer I mess around with, but the one I do here, I only pull these charts up when I live stream. So main point I'm just trying to get across. We're going to test the all-time low on wrap pulse. And TFC is still at all-time highs. That shows you the value behind this protocol. That shows you that it's an upper end echelon when it comes to pulse chain. Now, I'll put out this prediction here because Tim's on live stream. I like Tim. I hate the rest of you guys, but I love Tim.
Sorry, guys.
I'm just kidding. I love everybody. But here's what's happening with pulse chain, and this is what I'm thinking is going to come and play out in fruition. So anytime you have a bear flag, right, you can actually trace the little flagpole coming down, and when you trace it, you go to right where you see the breakdown. So the breakdown happened here on, was it June 4th, June 5th? And that actually gives you a target. Now that target, it's going to bring us close to 0.051488. This one has it in the negatives, but long story short, if we go down to 5 zeros and 1488, and then we go and we say pulse chain where to go and pump up to 10 cents a token, what is the ROI on pulse chain at that point? You guys want to take a guess? Like, what how many X's does it do if it were to hit 5 zeros and 14888? Any guesses?
1,000?
10,000x.
10,000.
10,000x. Well,
dude.
Let me lower it down. Actually, I did my math wrong, but technically it'll be closer to 5 zeros and a 1 0 right here. But basically, long story short, it would be a 10,000x from this point. That's why I firmly believe we might actually be heading here, because that would bring a 10,000x back onto Pulse chain. And I think that's the plan all along with Pulse. The reason why I didn't tell anybody that is because people actually started listening to the shit I say. Most of the time in the past, nobody would listen. And it didn't matter to me. But then when we started calling stuff and things started green candles coming in, that's when the game changed. And I got a gatekeep. I got a gatekeep on some of you motherfuckers. So the main point I'm trying to get across is this breakdown on Pulse. It's going to seem like the end of the world, but it's actually about to create one of the greatest stories. And so when this thing goes to 10,000x, what do you think is going to happen to TFC?
It's probably going to go up in price.
Bro. Bro, if it goes to $50, man, I mean, oh, God, I don't even know what I would do.
I'm about to rescue you from death row, bro.
bro, I'm about to give like death row meals. I'm about to eat some French toast, even though I think breakfast is fucking bullshit. You know what I'm saying? That's the type of deal. That's the type of shit we're going to be dealing with. So long story short, what I see on TFC is it's holding up. Pulse chain's dumping. It's a way to store your money. And in my opinion, I think it's one of the most bullish altcoins. Questions, comments from the crowd?
Well, you know, there's been a lot of tweets overtly and covertly talking about this big advertising blitz that may be going on in regard to Pulse chain. You know, if you don't have green candles, your advertising is a waste of time. So I don't know what's going on behind the scenes. Maybe what you're talking about, Chris, is meant to play out as far as Pulse going down and then suddenly rocketing up. I don't know. But, you know, if you're going to advertise a product, you need to have some value proposition behind your product. Otherwise, you're just throwing money down the toilet. So, you know, it's kind of interesting that you bring this chart up now that I've never seen you analyze before, and the prospect behind it. to me, it's a little bit beyond coincidence. I don't know what kind of time frame you're looking at to see that bottom out occur. But this is crypto, so things can crash in a day.
Yeah. Well, here's something interesting. All right, this is some next level stuff, man. I'm really giving you guys the inside scoop on some things. So you guys better share this out.
I appreciate it.
Or give us some super chats or something. You know what I'm saying? We're like, we're pretty cheap at this point. We'll get expensive in the future when our accounts start growing. But long story short, when we start getting closer to September or even July 4th, there might be some event on the world stage. And the reason why I say that is because I study what a lot of the globalists like to do, and they like to pull some stuff. And typically when you have this event, that's when interest rates pivot. And when you get that interest rate pivot, that's when you start to see stocks, crypto absolutely explode. If you look at back in 2020, I'm not going to say the name of it because I don't want to screw over Mo's YouTube channel. Something big happened there. And then you go back and you look at every single financial crisis, you always had an event followed by a pivot on interest rates. And this is something I've been studying day in and day out. So long story short, I think we'll have something pop off in the next couple of months. Dates, July 4th, which isn't that like next week, or September 7th to the 8th, which is a full moon, a blood moon, quote unquote. When this happens, you're going to see the markets get absolutely rocked by it, followed by a crazy fast recovery. That means you might see a crash on Pulse Chain, Ethereum, and Bitcoin. But also on the flip side, keep in mind, there's a good chance that might not happen. I don't want that to be set in stone. But when the opportunity arises and you see it, there's two things you can do. Number one, turn off your computer, go outside, play in the snow, play in the grass or whatever, and do stuff. Or number two, you buy that dip. Either way, that's what's going to start altcoin season. And that's what we might see impact the Pulse Chain chart. So,
well, this can actually work out to my favor because of things that I've got cooking. So none of this is phasing me at all.
And, if you take a project like TFC or King and you get this dip and you buy into that liquidity pool right around that dip, it locks in that value there. And then as this continues to occur and grow, your project's going to go absolutely crazy as a leverage play on top of Pulse Chain. So,
ooh, Miss Parker. Lord is my shepherd. He knows what I want.
So the one thing I just want to tell everybody on this live stream, because I gave you guys some deep level alpha, and that's something I've been gatekeeping this for about probably almost actually. I know. Well, Guga can verify this. I'm not bullshitting. I was telling Guga about this prediction. Guga, I told you like 6 months ago, right? Or 5 months.
I would say like about 6 months. Yeah, you've been saying this for a long time.
Yeah.
Damn it.
I'm a permeable, so I don't like Chris says a lot of shit that it makes sense, but if it, I'm a permeable, bro, so I don't like to hear shit like this. So I try to ignore it, but you can't. It's the reality of the situation, and you have to be prepared either way.
Yeah. So, but like I said, just to add to it, I wouldn't be betting on this price target. I just want to make that clear. There's very well a good chance that does not come to fruition. People like to make these predictions and then they disappear and act like they never say them. Every prediction I made, I always go back and say I'm wrong. I'm okay with being wrong. I don't give a shit if like people rub in my face or whatever. It doesn't matter to me. Some people, they don't like that. They get really sensitive. So the one target I would look at, we are at a critical level on Pulse Chain, 4 zeros and a 2-2. We might have to come down, test 4 zeros and 1-6-3-2. That's going to be another great buying opportunity. If we break down from this low, that's going to be the clear next target, in my opinion. And when that happens, Pulse Chain is going to be high. It's going to be like high school or middle school all over again, where everybody just like hates each other and there's going to be fights in the hallway and stupid drama. So
nice.
Yeah, I'm mentally prepared to see an 18 handle on Pulse. And I'm also have dry powder on the side to take advantage of that opportunity too. So, and then I'm also prepared to see it go right back up in the high threes and celebrate too. So I'm prepared either way.
Well,
Yeah,
when I was
and-
in high school, I was too busy going to Grateful Dead concerts to get into fights with people. So I can dig that all over again.
Absolutely. And to answer Moneymaker Mish, so it's better to grab pulse when this drops or buy more bags of the coin itself. Well, to be honest with you, we were just looking at the TFC price chart, so it's holding up versus pulse. So that would be my first target because the whole point of this exercise is to show you guys that TFC is like its own little gold or Bitcoin on top of pulse chain that's appreciating versus pulse. The second option is you can go for this target here, 4 zeros and 1 6. That'll be a great buying opportunity. And if we break down from that, I would keep a little bit on sideline and then maybe look for somewhere close to 5 zeros and 1 0 0 0. I guarantee you're not going to buy that bottom. I'm going to try to buy it, but I guarantee you not many people are going to be able to do it. So I would not bet on this target. This is like the worst case scenario. Richard Hart trying to absolutely just clean house on Pulse Chain, which I think he's trying to, in my opinion. So.
But also about that TFC chart, bro. That you pulled up that TFC pulse chart. That was actually the first time I've ever even looked at that chart, bro. And that is a thing of beauty, and that is just gonna keep going up because people are accumulating now at this level. You know what I mean? So, and if it goes lower, people are gonna still be accumulating. So it's not just gonna die in the water like a lot of other things would have. So that TFC to pulse chart is probably just gonna keep going up and up and up, and it's gonna be just a mind-blowing chart, bro.
Yeah.
Personally, the metric that I'm paying attention to on my own chart is the remaining supply of coins in our main pool, the V1 pool, because we want that to go below 10 million. Because once we cross that point, there's no more whale positions available. Because a whale is 10 million coins. So this is something that our team has been paying attention to, because that's going to be a big breakthrough for us once we get to that point. We're just not buying up. We want more coin available for the rest of the world to grab a position on. But that is something that we do pay attention to, because that is a goal, is to get that number below 10 million.
Yeah.
But 10 million is a lot of TFC, and that's not a cheap bag.
No, it's not, because the last person who bought their shark position that they bought was
I know. I get it.
A lot of money for that, man.
Yeah, I know. That's what I'm saying. So
points.
How many tokens are there? You say isn't it like 1 billion or something?
Yeah, that's the fixed supply is 1 billion.
Okay, so
10 million
is
1%.
Oh, I see. Okay, gotcha. Yeah, man. I mean, this is the point of TFC pump middles, and I usually don't really go through and explain projects like I used to because people have TikTok brain, but for this one I will. Sorry for being so blunt, but long story short, when you have a low liquidity and then you have a wallet that has like over 90% of the coins together, and you have a bunch of people coming in and buying up the coins available in liquidity. In this case, it's 10 million, which is basically a whale position. The price starts to jump up really, really quickly. And that's how Hex was designed. And then that's how Pulse Chain, PulseX, and a lot of Rich Hart products are designed. And TFC is taking this same fundamental, breaking it down so that it's an easy system for people to understand. And it gives you an opportunity to get into something similar to Hex, but in this bull market where there's a lot of token dilution, stuff like that. So overall, man, I like it. These low liquidity pump tokens are great. And the big thing that makes this token go and makes it extremely valuable is Tim over here, because he's the face of it. He's also marketing it, and he's also a really good dude. So, Goo God always told me a really great quote that I always remember. Show me the founder, I'll tell you the chart. And based off of that, man, Tim's a great founder. And the chart looks beautiful for a reason.
Thank you.
Because you're beautiful.
Who, Chris?
Everybody,
Well, you know
I
what?
just see a lot of beautiful people on the screen. Yeah.
I will say one thing. When I saw Nathan shave his beard off, I just didn't like him anymore. But now that it's growing back, he's turning me gay. So it is what
It's gonna come off again now. It's gonna be off and on.
Part of you broke inside when he came on with the shaver.
I got to admit, Nathan's got the best beard out of all of us.
I don't know.
Absolutely.
Look, I mean, his beard like bursts through the screen. Yeah.
Chris's beard, I guess, because the shape of his face is kind of diamond shaped. Yours has got that rounded, it's got a lot of balance to it, and it's got a mixture of color in it.
Here we go.
Dude, you ought to shave your mustache and your chin and do like the whole Wolverine look. You could definitely pull that shit off.
No, well, I used to just do the handlebar all the way down, and I remember I was in. I went to school at Rutgers in New Jersey, in New Brunswick, New Jersey.
Wow.
Bars let out at 2:00, and everyone gets in the line of all the pizza stores, right? So it's like 2:30 in the morning. I'm like the one really popular pizza store is just packed all the way to, I open the door and I kind of like edge in like this, and the guys are like 20 feet standing. They had their counter like up, and they're these guys just like wheeling and dealing their pizza, and they're like, you buddy over there, you get your pizza. And then he stops and he looks at me in the far back, and he goes, yo, Freddie Mercury, you get up here right now. You get up here, Freddie Mercury. And like the crowd flooded, and I went up and he gave me pizza, and everyone's like, what the fuck are you? I'm like, it's the mustache, bro. It was totally
that's amazing.
So I got my
Nathan's
pizza
the champion, my friend.
Yo, bro, I be in New Brunswick and all that over there. So you telling me if I go over there, they got a picture of you over there somewhere talking about this is Freddie Mercury. I'm gonna start going to all the pizzerias, bro.
Pizza City. You got to go to Pizza City in New Brunswick. If it's still there. I hope it's still there.
I fucking love it.
Cool. All right. So
King.
That's a nice chart right there, bro.
Hey, bro. Whose chart is that? Whose chart is that, bro?
King.
Love it. Beautiful. So one thing that I'm noticing on this chart, actually, yeah, so we're basically forming a massive ascending triangle. I can't really call it an Elliott wave triangle, but ascending triangles are just as bullish as Elliott wave triangles. Elliott wave triangles are a little bit easier to map out when it comes to targets, but coming here, came up, broke down, deviation. One thing I learned from Bill the Bull, late night on base, when you get that breakdown, that deviation, and then you reclaim that trend line, it usually is followed by a massive explosion, and that's what we saw in the chart. Now we broke down, came back down, retested that trend line, bounced right off of it. So overall, chart health looks phenomenal. The time to buy was when we were touching this trend line right here. Now we're coming up. Still also a phenomenal time to buy. And I think overall, this is probably one of the best looking charts on Pulse Chain right next to TFC, man. So good stuff. Any comments, questions, concerns from the crowd?
Fill the wicks, bro. Fill the wicks. That's it. That's where we're gonna go. That's the next goal, is to fill the wicks. And I did lower the buy tax. It is 3% now.
Awesome. Oh yeah, that's true. So because the buy tax is lower, that means you're going to see an uptick on the King volume, which is awesome. So yeah, good stuff, man. Good call.
And also, our biggest pool now after Pulse is with TFC.
Oh, really?
That's awesome.
Yes, sir.
I'm going to have to help that out, man.
Chad, let's go.
That's good. That's good.
There's a lot of there's a lot of stuff on Pulse Chain. Some stuff is good, some stuff is just straight garbage. But TFC is a gem, bro. And they got gem people behind it. You cannot ignore that. You understand? And it's literally in its infancy right now. So yeah, we're gonna grow together, bro.
Yeah.
I don't want to put other coins down, but there's a tracker called Pulsefolio, and if you rank, you can select the ranks of the coins. And I checked out mine, and on the liquidity profile, my coin comes in between 31 and 33rd place. I look at the price charts of many of the coins that are ranked above me, and their charts just suck. It's like, how are these coins doing so well? Like, rank wise. I think I found one coin that was going up and to the right besides mine out of like maybe 7 or 8 charts I looked at last night. I mean, it's really bizarre. Market cap, I think we're down at like number 45, 47. But to me, liquidity is a better metric because you're dealing with real money and not just, a vanity metric.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think the big thing I just want to get across is when Pulse Chain starts to pump and you got low liquidity on the TFCN, dude, that's going to be crazy, man. Like I know like it doesn't seem like a big deal to most people viewing this live stream, but just wait for Pulse to do 100x and you'll know what I'm talking about. It's just one of those things you guys see to believe. So
I'd be happy to see Pulse do an X, much less 100.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's coming. It's coming.
All right, cool. So we covered that. Other charts. What do we got? We got Johnny's been quiet today. Johnny, what chart do you want to cover, my man?
Yeah, dude. Let's look at Yi. What's Yi been up to? I haven't been looking at charts the past couple of days, bro. I'm not gonna lie, it's been delicious.
He's looking good, bro. He is looking real good.
Yeah, so
Yee!
we have a massive cup and then handle coming across, and we're basically retesting the neckline of this massive cup and handle that's been going on since May. So for about 2 months straight, we have a massive consolidation zone, came up, touch. And so the main point I just want to get across is if we break out this cup and handle, I'll give you guys my target. I don't know if I put my target out there yet. Our target's going to be all-time highs. So long story short, we're testing this neckline right here at about $8 million market cap or 008657. Came up, touched it, broke down. We'll probably have to get a couple more retests, but when we get a confirmed breakout, come up here, test all-time highs, and that's when the show happens, man. And I just want to make this crystal clear. If we break all-time highs and we confirm that breakout, Yi can go to multi-millions in a blink of an eye. I'm telling you that right now. So long story short, this chart looks beautiful in Ethereum. The community is growing. Shout out to the EE army. Always show me love on X. That's probably one of the strongest armies ever. And I want to make this clear so there's no contradiction. Fuck Pepe. Fuck Pepe.
Frog's legs.
Yeah. This is
What's the volume?
I just sneezed off screen as soon as you said Pepe. So I'm allergic to that shit. Don't even say that again. It's all about
What's the volume?
500,000.
2%.
That's all I need to know.
Yeah, how's the V3 pool doing? What's the liquidity in that? 16K. Didn't this get up to like 200K at one point?
It got up there. But still, that's not a bad having a 2.5x on your liquidity to volume ratio. I mean, someone's making money in that.
Yeah. Well,
someone's making damn good money on that.
Mm-hmm.
I remember when Nathan first started the V3, I was like, all right, this could be interesting. And then I look over after the explosion, it had like 200K of liquidity in the V3. I was like, holy shit, we started a monster. That's awesome.
That's a great feeling.
We're going to do that a lot.
Yo, I'll tell you one thing. When Yi goes to billions, that YouTube video Nathan created, that's gonna be on a documentary. I'm telling you guys right now, that will be on a documentary.
Here's how you open up V3 1% on a 400K market cap coin, and it's like, what's it at now? Oh, okay.
Yeah. So long story short. All right, we need to talk about the new call. As you guys know, we're always looking for plays, and we have a new call to present to you guys. We've been talking about in the next layer. We've been talking about in the Overlords chat, and we've also been talking about it in Council of LP, right?
Yeah.
Council. Sorry, I'm slightly.
We have to get our noses out.
So this one gets into a mammoth.
Yeah.
As most of you guys know, they're getting into all this genetic engineering. They're trying to bring back dinosaurs and stuff. That's why he is awesome. And also, this one plays into the Elon Musk narrative. And the name of this project, you guys want to guess?
Mammoth.
Damn,
Little
Tim, you are super duper smart, man. You should get a fucking PhD, my brother. It's Wooly. So I'm gonna pull up the chart real quick. So Wooly, here, I got my screen up.
Pull it up.
Uh-huh.
So Wooly basically is this mammoth. They're backing this team that's doing like DNA research, and they're planning on actually trying to bring one of these back. And Elon Musk has been interacting with the team that's going to try to bring back mammoths again. And long story short, this thing could absolutely do crazy numbers. So when we're looking at the chart right here, I'll do some quick TA and then we'll move on. But long story short, when you look at the chart, we're following this trend line to a T. Coming up, we had about, I would say, 12 tests on the trend line on the 1 hourly. Then we had an explosion coming up, and now we're slowly consolidating. So what I'm seeing on this chart is a nice, beautiful, slow cook. These slow cooks are really great because they slowly go up and then they explode all at once. If you guys look at the early days of the TFC chart, the same exact thing happened before it absolutely went parabolic. So Wally sitting at $1.4 million market cap. I think this thing could go to 10 million. I think it can go to 100 million and maybe flirt with billions if this thing gains adoption. So overall, great project. Comments, questions from the crowd. What's your thoughts on Wooly, guys?
Question.
What's up?
Miniature woolly mammoth. Are we talking like miniature poodle? So we're gonna see like women running around with like woolly mammoths in their handbags.
Elon Musk wants a miniature woolly mammoth, bro.
Like one just throw in the back of your Tesla truck.
There you
Like,
go.
What's up? Saber-tooth tiger next year. Let's go.
Dude, if they bring back a saber-tooth tiger, man, I'm gonna build a tree house and I'm never leaving that tree. Dude, those things suck, man. I'm pretty sure they're worse than like tigers and shit, dude. Fuck,
bro,
that.
they climb trees though.
They do?
What?
They do?
All cats climb trees.
All right, you know what? I'm gonna go build an island in the ocean. I don't know. I'm gonna figure some shit out.
The way you said that was like, you do? Like, what? Like, I pinned my whole life strategy on this. I can't have a treehouse with saber-tooth tigers?
Bro,
No.
have you not read Magic Treehouse? That was the greatest novel ever. You want to know my secret of finding gems, Mo? It was my childhood when I watched movies and read books. All right, you know, Land Before Time and the retarded talking dinosaurs. That's how I found Yi. Ice Age with the goddamn mammoth and Sid that Mello looks like. That's how I found Wally.
Let's go.
Treehouse coin. We're looking for that next. All right. So shout out to my childhood when I was into that shit because you guys that changed my life, man. So.
That joke has changed my life. Oh my god.
Yeah.
It.
So
Fucking
long
love it.
story
All right.
short, guys, Wally, great narrative, and yeah, that was the last big shill. So yeah, man. So overall, those are your picks for the week.
Great. Let's go over to Al Pacino. Hoo-ha! Okay, that's it.
Wait, what?
He's right next to me.
See, it's Pacino. Wait, my screen.
Oh,
my screen barks. the wrong
oh,
way.
okay. Sorry, that took me a minute. Okay.
She had a great ass.
Different movie, but
I know it's all different. You could do it. Whatever. I know it's
I
different.
know.
What the f? Hey,
You
pull up.
Quaaludes, you love me in the morning.
Pull up some loop burn, Chris.
All right, I'll pull that one up. Oh, I love Luke.
Loop it de burn. It's very
All right.
nice.
Just shared my screen.
Damn it.
Johnny, thanks for the Sonic hookup, by the way.
Yeah, man. You got it.
Solid.
Hey, Chris, you
up?
called this way back when, so respect.
Well, I call this, but I want to say this is more of a Nathan call because he actually put in work to market this thing, dude. Like he's growing on Sonic, and to be honest with you, the reason why the project's doing so well is because of Nathan. So I think all the credit should go to Nathan for that one. I was just fucking around looking at trying to find Ponzi schemes and Ponzi-nomics and all that dumb shit. So shout out to Nathan on that one.
The team that the stuff that they're doing in the background, though, the ability they have, some of the connections they have with keeping a chart trending. That's part of the mechanics as well, though. But keeping the chart trend. I mean, it's #1 on Sonic right now. And they have some. They're building some great partnerships. So I'm really excited to be just a part of it.
Yeah.
Awesome.
So looking at loop burn, it's definitely forming an Elliott wave barrier triangle, and then we're actually getting very close to a confirmed breakout. Now, something that just popped out now that we've broken out of this triangle, I'm seeing a pretty well defined inverse head and shoulders right here on the 4 hourly. So what this is telling me is that we're probably going to get another breakout to the next level, and the target for that breakout, let's take a look at this target real quick. It's going to be 0.2925. Where did that number come from? Oh, that's a fib level. So this is a fib level. This is the 1618 on the fib. So if I pop up the fib right here, it's going to be right at that blue line. So yeah, the 1618 right there. So based off of that trading pattern and based off of the Fibonacci tool, I think we're going to hit that. And 0.2925 is going to be 250K market cap. So long story short, based off of what I'm seeing, when this breakout starts to come in, you're going to see a lot of attention on loop burn. 24% of supplies have been burned, right?
Yeah, because it's hard to even say what that market cap would be different though, right? Because if you say you put $1,000 at 100K market cap, you're whole even at a 75K market cap now because of how much was burned.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
It's interesting.
Well, what it really comes down to, I know if you guys look at the wall distribution, I've been people saying like, oh, people have massive wallet allocations. I mean, the percent allocations for each wallet's massive. Some people have like well above 1%. And the main point I'm trying to get across with loop burn is because it's so hyper deflationary. When you sell, you basically burn your position out of existence. It did 24% for
25 days.
25 days, 24% in 25 days. So anybody who sells their bag, your position is going to get burned. And we're going to get to a day where nobody wants to sell. And then you get a supply shock and it's going to go absolutely crazy. And the best way to think about this is what Tim was saying with TFC earlier, where you only have a small amount of tokens available in the market. And when people start to compete for those tokens, the price of the token goes absolutely bananas. So yeah. Fundamentals look good. Price chart looks good. And guys, I think this thing can go well above $10 million market cap.
Number one.
If it did that, I'll buy us all a studio in Texas, and we'll all live there, and we'll be in person.
next to the Joe Rogan compound.
Yeah.
You
know what?
I'll call it Super Send.
Super Send.
Where are you guys going? I'm going to Super Send Studios.
Super Send Ranch. Where you go?
I got a friend in Montana. He actually owns a tank from World War II. I can't remember.
Nice.
Who's that General Patton, the Patton tank, very old tank. He actually owns one of those. He had to get a permit for it, but in Montana they allow you to have tanks. So maybe we should go to Montana just so we can buy tanks and shit.
Montana's a nice place, man. Montana's awesome. You know what I like about Montana is you can go there and get so much land, and like the common practices, you're riding around on your quads, right, from your house to like wherever you're going on your property. But they recommend that you keep a shotgun mounted on the RV. I'm not the RV, the quad, for not for people, but for wild animals.
Sure. Oh yeah,
100%. I've been in some of the national state forests up there, and you talk to rangers, and they're like, "You got any firearms on you?" And you're like, "No." You're like, "Why? Are you trying to die?" You're like, "All right, sounds good. I got a pistol. Why? Are you trying to die? I don't."
Just gonna make the bears mad.
Yeah. It was the first time I ever saw it. First time I ever saw it. I was driving between Butte and somewhere else. I can't remember, but the speed limit was 75 on the highway. I'm like, 75? Oh, okay. I set the cruise control at 85, and I got pulled over. And it was like 5 a.m. because I had to like get to a customer out there at like this college, and I was driving. Anyway, the guy pulls me over and he's like, "Is this a rental?" And I'm like, "Yeah, it's a rental. I'm just here doing, working." He's like, "Okay." He's like, "Here's what you're going to do. I'm going to take your license. There, 2 miles up the road, there's a gas station and they have an ATM. This is going to be $25 and I'll let you off." And I got to my appointment and I told the people there what happened. I was like, he kept my license. He followed me. I went to this like quick stop place, went to the ATM and got $25 out. He took it, gave my license back, and just drove away. And they were like, "Oh," they're like, "Yeah, you just gave him breakfast. That's all he wanted."
Yeah, like
Yeah, bro. I was about to say that's what they do in Venezuela, bro. Like,
like
Yeah,
you
it
just
was
get
the
held up on
weirdest
the
thing.
side of the road. Like,
I see what I got used to. I the job that I used to have, I would travel all over the place. And anytime if I got stopped by a cop, the first question they asked, they're like, "Is this a rental?" I'm like, "Yeah." And they're like, "All right, move on." Because most likely they searched the license plate and found the priors on that because rental car stuff is messed up. Like hearing stories about like rental car facilities and like cops staking out being like the next car that's being returned here is a convicted felon that stole, like, whatever. And like they're like, when he comes in, you have to play it cool.
like,
Yo, where were
I don't
you
want
in
this job
Montana,
anymore.
India?
I know, right? I
right.
was on my
What
way
the
to
shit
Butte,
is that?
Montana. I was driving on this, and it was the drive back was way better because it was like the sun wasn't even up, and I'm like, I'm sure it's like everything I've ever wanted. It was my first time there, and I'm like, I'm sure that on both sides of me is just like these mountain ranges. And when I got out of my customer visit and I started driving back, I was like, oh yeah, it's as majestic as I thought it would be. That's
Bro
good.
was in Montana, Peru.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
I don't know what that
I'm
was.
surprised you didn't have to join the military, dude. Like,
He's like, "You're gonna go into that ATM." He's like, "You sure do got a pretty face. Give me that $25. Get down on your knees."
how do you even get 25 out of an ATM, bro? Those ATMs are like, it's like 20,
What year was
40,
this?
80, or 100.
It was 2008 or 2009.
This is like $50 now. Yeah. Yeah, you kidding me? That's so wild. Well, you know what's really funny? Okay, this is weird. This didn't I didn't get held up for money, but I had an incident like that happen to me in Nepal where I was with my Sherpas and we're going down this road and the Sherpa turns around and he's like, "Hey, do me a favor, wait here." And I was like, "What?" And he was like, "Yeah, just wait here. I gotta go talk to the cops up there." And so he goes and talks to the cops. He comes back and he's like, "Hey, let me get your passport." And I was like, "What?" And he's like, "Yeah, just give me a passport." So I give him the passport. He goes up to the cops and they just leave. And I'm like, "Well, I think this trip just took a turn." And then 10 minutes later, the Sherpa comes back with my passport. He's like, "All right, let's go." And I'm like, did you just like bribe your way through here? And he's like, "Nah, don't worry about it." What just happened? And I'm like, that's basically what just happened. He paid 25
He's like, "Keep
bucks.
hiking. Don't ask questions."
He paid $25. And we kept going. All right. How's that for a sidetrack? There's always one.
Yeah, how about that? So buy some loop burn. Learn how to
Buy
LP
loop
with
burn,
it.
buy TFC, and buy some fucking Yee and some Woolly, and let's fucking go.
I'm still building my peak bag little by little.
Peak.
So I'm going up. Peak.
Little peak. Little peak.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. That's
Hey, Nathan. So is
Yeah.
it best to buy it off the loop burn site, or can I use Switch?
I don't know if you can use Switch with Sonic.
I don't think they're on
I just go to
Nah, only
Shadow
Ethan based.
Shadow.so.
Yeah, that's where I'm at now. I like the website, dude. It's killer.
Yeah, Loop Burn website. You know what's cool about it is you don't have to connect your wallet to call the what they call the Hyperloop. Every 15 minutes, it sends volume to the chart, and that's interesting. What Chris is talking about when you get to like a supply shock level,
Yeah.
and nobody wants to sell their bag. But then at that point, it's like, well, who's going to be buying? Who's going to be selling? If everyone's just like holding their stuff and like over 50% of it's burned, well, the Hyperloop is going to continue to put volume into the chart nonstop every 15 minutes, and the 8-hour burn is going to continue nonstop forever, every 8 hours. And you don't have to connect your wallet. As soon as that cooldown hits in 15 minutes, I mean, Chris could hit that right there, and he sends about $400 or $500 in buy and sell pressure to the chart. But it always ends up in a positive. It buys more than it sells. Now imagine for people that are watching the LP, right, and they see
Right.
what range it's in right now, and they see where the price that buy sell is sending it to. You range yourself right in between there, and you catch that for a couple hours. It's good. I've caught it nonstop for 3 weeks now. And it's been really good. It's helped me on the way down. And I haven't I've done very, very minimal sells on it, but I always buy back what I sell. But the only reason I'm doing that is because I like to keep my my LP right above or right at the current prices as closely as I can, and just let that hyperloop work. And then when buys come in, my LP fills, and then you just ride it back up. You ride it down, you ride it up. And if it keeps going lower, I just keep repositioning, and I just single side it right at the price and let the hyperloop work. Because even if it goes out of range, the hyperloop's going to go in range, out range, in range, out of range, and you like maintaining your whole bag and getting fees for it, which is an interesting little game you can play with it. But
legit
Top shelf, bro. I love it.
Hey,
yeah, it's a simple site. The mechanics are simple, but they're super effective. Super effective.
Super effective for a super send.
Super send.
Legit.
You guys, I may have to. I may actually have to hop out because I think I'm got to do some childcare duties. But I'll be back if I can.
Man.
Uh-oh.
Appreciate you.
Love
We'll
you
wrap it
all.
up here soon.
Take care, Nate.
Appreciate you. Appreciate you, buddy.
Can I just leave the stage and let it go?
Bye. Bye now. Yes. You can.
Savage.
Yes, you can.
Sure, you can leave.
You can leave. Can I just get the fuck out of here? Boom. Goo, I got a question for you. I don't mean to bring it back because we talked about King earlier, but I just remembered there was a change with King recently today, right?
Yeah, it became the #1 project on Pulse Chain, and Richard Hart is shilling it. Let's go.
Let's freaking go.
Wasn't there a change to the tax, maybe?
Yeah, I dropped the buy tax is now 3%. So, somebody had asked me earlier why I did it, and I was like, because why not? And I said that also it'll open the door for more arbitrage because the lower the tax now, it lowers the barrier for entry for the bots. So yeah, I'm thinking it'll bring more arbitrage opportunity now. So it'll be interesting to see. And if it doesn't, then oh well, the buy tax is just lower now, and people can buy it for cheaper.
Let's go. Shout out to you for all the positions that you gave away. I mentioned that when I was, or I alluded to that when I mentioned you as the benevolent whale. You recently gave a lot of King away to the community, and I wanted to give you a shout out for that because you're not seeing that everywhere. And hey, the name of the game in crypto is launch something and extract on your community. Obviously, Tim's not doing that. That's why we're such a big fan of him and his team. Not everyone's doing that, but it's the name of the game out there in crypto. And you're out here not selling on your own community. You're giving away positions to your community. You're creating more and more LP webs, giving more support to it. It's a very refreshing thing to say. And I just wanted to give you a shout out.
Thank you, bro. I appreciate you, man. And for me, I mean, it's what it's about, bro. There's a different side to crypto than what everybody always sees, So I try to just show people that, right? You don't have to be a greedy scumbag. You don't have to scam. You don't have to lie, cheat, and steal. Like, you don't have to do none of that, bro. You could be ethical here. You could even be benevolent here, and things will work out, right? And with King, it's still so early, bro. It really is. It's still like the same with TFC. It's in its infancy. You know what I mean? So to be selling now, it's asinine, right? And now with Pulse being so beaten up, this is the time that we accumulate, we build LPs, and we do as many giveaways as possible because the same situation happened with Anki. It was pretty much the same market cap. I started doing giveaways. And then when Anki went off to the moon, people saw this value in their wallets. They was like, what is this? I need to find out about this. And then it just keep going up and up and up. You understand? So, this is how we spread the kingdom, right? We're not trying to LARP people. We're not trying to build fake hype. We're not telling you we're going to airdrop you an illiquid shit coin or nothing like that, right? Everything is straight up and transparent, bro. So, this is what it's about for us.
When I talk to people now about what I'm doing, I don't even mention crypto. I just ask them, what do the words store of value mean to you? And if they say something coherent, then I just say, well, let me tell you what I got going on. And the subject of crypto doesn't even come up until I know that they're interested in a store of value, because the fact that it's a crypto is relative, because store of value is a function of money. And if people aren't interested in money, there's no point in talking to them about crypto, because you're mostly just going to lose money if you put it in crypto. So
Smart.
It's just
That's a smart approach. I like that.
Just a personal change that I've experienced recently, just how I bring the subject up when I talk to people. And I like it. I'm liking the results I'm getting too.
Yeah, I'm sure you're getting, less of the general eye rolling and, oh God, crypto.
Because, most people get their information from the media, and everything the media says, at least up until just in the past couple of months, the fact is millions of people got ripped off from like FTX. And before that, there was some other rip off. And most people think of crap and garbage and theft when they hear the word crypto. Before that, it was just nerds and other idiots that don't have a life that are into crypto. So it's like, there's this mindset that's been instilled in so many people that when they hear words, they get triggered, and trying to have a rational conversation with them is like pulling teeth through someone's ears. It's just painful.
We have the data now, though, Tim.
Yeah,
right?
we do.
We have plenty of data to show that every time media and financial media has flooded crypto, that was the time to buy. We
Yep.
also have the data that shows that every time these same entities they flooded crypto, institutions were buying and big
Sure.
money was buying. We have the data to show that now. So
Yeah.
when people say, oh, well, they said this about crypto on the news and they said that about Bitcoin on the news, well, you can say, yeah, that's what they said, but now let me show you what they're actually doing.
Sure.
Right? At least we have that data now, and we can really start killing that FUD with fact.
Yeah.
Love
So
it.
I just finished putting together some notes. I'm going to make another video. I'm going to make a follow-up video for TFC that is going to talk about the history of money, the function of money, and the relationship between money and society, and use that as a way of introducing store of value and the role that crypto can play in that equation. It's not going to be shilling TFC, basically. I'm going to incorporate my personal experience in crypto, which is almost 14 years worth, as a way of introducing the subject, but it's not going to be the focus. The focus is just going to be mainly the role of money in society, and how people can relate to the subject. Because most people, all they know about money is, I'll do whatever I have to get it, to buy whatever I want. And they don't think about the bigger picture of their own life, and the fact that the value of their labor is being inflated away over the course of their life. So they end up with nothing. And it's just, people just learn to accept these things as that's just how it is, when the fact is that's not how it has to be. If you don't want it to be that way, we have options now that people didn't have in past generations. And, options are good. If you want a better quality of life, why not take advantage of what you have at your disposal to have that?
Perfect. I can't wait for that. You need to put a little clip in there of fucking Jerry Maguire where he's like, "Show me the money." You have to put it in there somewhere.
Yo, I like that shirt, Tim. I just realized you got a TFC shirt on, bro. Let's go.
Yeah, We're
we're gonna get
we're
one.
actually working on starting a merch store. We're waiting on an order of TFC shirts from the Pulse Chain store that are more colorful than this one. This is an original shirt that Travis had printed up that has like his company information on the back. And we have a new set of shirts coming in with the logo on the front. And then it's also going to have the logo on the back with our motto for the Fitzgerald company. And it's going to have his ROC number and the ticker for the crypto, both incorporated in one shirt. But I'm going to talk to the guy who printed these shirts up and have the coin information printed on the back, see what kind of a pricing he can give us on that. So, and then I talked to another guy who contacted me about having some baseball jerseys made, even having them custom made with like my name on the back and a number. And I saw one of his jerseys at the first Hex meetup, and it was really sharp looking. I mean, he plays baseball. He's not in major leagues. He's in minor leagues, but I sent him graphics recently that he asked for. I'm waiting to hear back from him from a prototype of a product, but I definitely want to get one for myself. We don't know.
You're going to have back orders from all of us.
I don't know if we're going to be able to get those in bulk discount. So we'll just see how that all unfolds. But it's like, yeah, we're going to have some different shirts available and maybe some hats and other stuff as time moves on. And all the proceeds will go to buying dips of TFC or providing liquidity. We're not going to take any profit from the merch. We're just going to support the coin with it.
Nice. Very nice.
That's one of the things we got cooking.
Let's go.
The lady that I do some work for, her son-in-law designs websites. He designed a website for her water company where customers can pay their bills and start new service on there. So I'm going to talk to him about building us a web store and a website that will talk about the construction side of the Fitzgerald company, the crypto side, and then the merch all in one central site. So that's one of the things I got cooking. And then I got something else that I don't want to talk about publicly that I need to talk to somebody about first. But if this goes forward, I'm going to be really excited. So we'll just see how life unfolds.
Hey, I want to guess. I want to guess. Tim sold his soul to the Illuminati. I'm just kidding.
I said Dev's cooking.
Hey,
good guys.
Believe it or not, when I back in like the early 2000s, when discussion forums were the main way of communicating on the internet, I used to get into like religious arguments with people, and I had somebody accuse me of belonging to the Illuminati, and I'm like, dude, I arrived. I am the New World Order. You will bow.
That's awesome.
Oh my God. That's amazing. All right. One of us is Illuminati. We're definitely Ted in the corner. He's actually at a giant world controlling computer. He's just everything there. Ted, can I have nice weather? It's hot where I am. Can you lower the temperature tomorrow? I appreciate it.
Sure. He can't be bothered because he's rearranging the migration out movements of hippopotamuses in Central Africa tomorrow.
Yo, you started like 3 meme coins with that.
Oh my Lord.
Yo, and that's all I thought about, Chris. As soon as he said that, like 3 meme coins just instantly popped in my head, bro. I was like, oh wow.
Dude, I'm surprised there's not an entire array of meme coins named after Star Wars figures.
Oh shit.
Oh, I'm sure on Solana there is.
Okay. I haven't looked, but I'm surprised nobody's come up with that yet.
Hey Tim, if you're a Star Wars fan, you should check out this coin called Rabies. They got some pretty good Star Wars stuff. So just want to throw it out there.
Oh my God, don't look at that shit, bro.
It's like, please don't do that. Don't do that at all. Look at King.
Star Wars was the second movie I ever saw. I've kind of outgrown it a little bit.
I don't even want to say what the second movie I saw was, because my dad was ridiculous.
Bro, when you talked about being young and seeing the stuff happening in Kosovo and stuff,
Remembering stories of it.
dude, I just rolled my eyes. I'm like, bro, I was like 30 when that happened, man. My first event that I remember was the Iranian hostage crisis, dude.
Oh yeah.
I was like 9 when that happened.
When I was a little
Reagan.
kid, the first Iraq war technically started right at the end of my birthday.
Oh wow.
And
Yeah,
I was
dude.
like a little kid, and we ended up watching like the laser guided bomb footage and all that. My dad was like a geek for that, and so I was like a psycho, and I was like, "This is amazing." Now I'm an adult, and I'm like, I thought it was cool that a war was launched on my birthday. I'm such a little psychopath. Like, oh my god.
Well, that explains a few things.
Mo, I was on a C5 heading to the Middle East when that happened.
Really?
Oh, really?
I was on a C5 and heading to the Middle East when that started.
Wow.
What year was that?
That was 1991.
Oh shit, that's
It
crazy.
was actually launched, I believe, on January 17th, 1991.
Yeah,
And
it
then
was
basically where it was right when it turned on the 16th, which my birthday was on the 15th.
Okay.
And so yeah. I
Yeah,
just
it was
remember.
early in the year.
Yeah, that was Desert Shield.
Yeah.
It was over fast, pretty fast too.
Yeah, it was like 90 days.
The air war was, not the ground war. The ground
No.
war was
Forever.
45 hours. The ground war was like, go, and it's over. They're like, what the? Really?
General Schwarzkopf.
Harvard
Love
Schwarzkopf.
it. All right. This is sidetracked far enough. We'll go there some other day. We'll do Iraq war stories, I guess, sometime. or old news stories that old men remember. All right. It's been over an hour. I appreciate everyone being here. This has been an awesome stream. We're hitting it as always. Wooly is the new alpha play. Keep your eyes out on that, but do not fade. Do not forget about the cores, TFC, and King. Let's
forget
fucking go.
BpDAI.
Let's fucking go. BpDAI and Last Astronaut. Don't forget about that one. There are things happening in the background very slowly. Do not fade those. Do not fade anything that this team talks about. Remember, make sure to have your notifications set. If a post goes out from one of these guys, you don't want to miss that alpha by 3 or 4 hours. That will be the difference between 2x when this bull run is hitting. So let's fucking go. Last words, Mr. Johnny Papa Vegas, the often underspoken man, chef, LP God, base DGen champion.
Base DGen champion. Can't wait. Oh, I can't wait for base to get its day, dude. We're gonna take over so many V3 1% pools. It's just gonna be hilarious. But anyways, that's not what I wanted to talk about. Can't wait. Can't wait for that.
Dreaming about.
Talk about. No, what I wanted to talk about today was a little bit of. I know if anyone follows Viber Finance, he's been hitting on this for quite a while now. Past couple weeks has been hitting a little harder and harder and harder and harder on it. And I kind of like to reiterate what he says because the dude is extremely smart. If you guys aren't following him, please do. Please follow him. Please watch his live streams. He's got some awesome, incredible guests on there, but he also dispenses knowledge. One thing I wanted to talk about and reiterate on, I've said this before, is not selling your core bags to get into something that A, maybe we talk about on this stream, or B, you just see a chart going up, going nuclear, and you don't want to miss out on it. You're going to miss out on a lot of things. It's okay. It's okay to not catch every damn thing. You see the verse on here twice a week, making new calls every week. That does not mean that you have to ape everything that you've got and go into them. Okay. A lot of these calls that we do are very, very low market cap. What does that mean? That means you do not have to put in $3,000, $4,000, $5,000 into these calls. You can put in $100, you can put in 150, you can put in $50 and just chill out. Hold it for the cycle, call it a day, right? That's the first thing I wanted to say. The second thing I wanted to talk about was a little thing called perseverance. We are getting to the point of the cycle right now where you are going to start seeing a lot of people drop off. People that maybe have been louder 6 months ago have been a lot quieter. And if that's you, I just want to say, don't give up. Okay. I keep hearing this over and over and over again. Like, I'm out. Crypto fucked me. I'm out. Like, this isn't for me. That might be true. Crypto might not be for you. However, I would like to posit another way of thinking about it. Crypto's for everybody. There's something in crypto for everybody. If you have a high risk tolerance, there's something for you. You're probably in here watching us. If you have a very low risk tolerance, there is something for you, to the point where you can hold your money in stables and it doesn't do shit, zero risk. Okay. So I definitely want to hit hard on, if you got wrecked, and people have, okay, you're not alone. And just because you got wrecked doesn't mean that you can't come back for it. Pulse chain is massively undervalued. If you're looking for a win, Pulse chain is a play. Absolutely, absolutely. Everyone on this channel, we're massive Pulse chain fans, right? And we're going to keep talking about it because we believe that that's where a lot of value is going to be. I did want to share a story with you guys about perseverance, a personal story. I've never shared this with anybody. Some of you guys know, and I've talked about before in a couple of the different chats, that I got absolutely wrecked on BpDAI on a scam that came out after BpDAI. So I had 23 million BpDAI. You guys know, I've said it before. I went into another thing that someone came out with, and you needed BpDAI to get into that. That thing was a honeypot. It was a scam. What I didn't tell everybody was that I was all in at that point. That was everything I had at that time. Okay. I lost it all. I randomly found a teddy bear wallet with $2,500 in it. And I was like, well, I'm not quitting. What can I do? Go back to the basics. Go, what's out there? What's going on? I put it into Titan X, and that was when Titan X had first come out and it was doing its thing. I got a 7.5X on that. I turned that into miners. I got all my miners out. And then that's when I met Nathan and Mo. And that's when we started Council of LP. And we started liquidity providing, and we are not started. I taught Nathan about liquidity providing and how to do it as opposed to staking. We did it on base, and we ended up making a shit ton of money. And, here I am, everything but wrecked. And it's because I didn't just throw in the towel and say, woe is me. If you're wrecked, that's your fault. You can't blame anyone but yourself if you press the buy or the sell button. You are in control of that. So, just because you're wrecked doesn't mean, it's not for you. You have to learn from it. And Gugad says this all the time. Chris says this all the time. All the OGs say this. You're going through, this is your education. This is the cost of your education. Every single person probably on here has been scammed one way or the other, right? That's the cost. I just happen to have a PhD at this point, right? I've been through it all. I've seen it all. And if this is your first cycle, I don't want you to have unrealistic expectations of just going from a 1-bedroom, 1-bathroom apartment into a mansion after the cycle's over. However, what I can say is that you are in a perfect group. You're surrounded by a perfect group of people to help you along the way to make sure that you don't get absolutely destroyed. So if this is your first cycle, please educate yourself and please learn. If this is your second or third cycle, don't make the same mistakes that you did first and second. And that's all I had to say.
Very
awesome. I apologize for pulling this across your face. I don't know if it's 27 cents, $27 or whatever it is, but if that's Turkish lira, whatever it is, I appreciate it. Thank you. I'm sure the real Rackham Rochelle, however you say that. That's funny as hell. All right. Sheriff Ted, I don't know how you can follow that story up, but you can follow up the 1100 Turkish lira.
Yeah, I mean, have a great night with that. You know, go out and hit the town, bro.
Let's go, buddy.
To Johnny's point, yeah, man. I think we've all taken a black eye in this crypto world. I know I have. But lessons learned. Every step of the journey can be joyful or it can be painful. You know, you got to be safe, smart, careful. If you have questions, reach out to your squad, man, and reach out to people that, you know, you have some trust in and get their thoughts and ideas. It's always, don't try to, you know, if you're working in a closet or a silo, you're kind of a victim of your own, you know. Reach out to people that you know, or pay attention to people like us and tune in and listen and learn. I guess a good point with what Johnny was making too is our intentions here are good. I mean, and I've benefited from this group very much so, and I appreciate it all. Everyone in this group. Nathan's not here, but just the things I've learned from Nathan and Johnny and geez, Chris, God, Goo, Mo. So, you know, this is a good place to come and ask questions, you know, and I mean, it's not even far fetched to say if you wanted to come on stream with us, you know, you're even welcome to do that, you know, but engage in the chat, ask questions, and we can have discussions and share knowledge. So that's what I got. And, you know, everybody have a good weekend. Thanks, everybody.
Thanks, Sheriff. Appreciate you, man. Tim, you have some last words for us?
Well, like JP and Ted were saying, this is all a big learning process. And, you know, some lessons in life can be pretty painful, but, you know, once you get what you needed to get from that, you know, you can move on. And I don't know. I don't have a whole lot more to say as far as closing words. It's been a good stream. It's been a long week, and I'm glad to be on with you guys. Thank you, Goo, for being such a strong supporter of me. I want to return the favor to you. I'm looking forward to just meeting up with the team this weekend and just putting our heads together for next week and all that good stuff. So looking forward to seeing you all again. Anybody out there has any questions about, you know, crypto and what's been going on? These guys seem very well informed. So I would take them up on their offers and their invitations to pick their brains for whatever knowledge you need. Plenty of it out there. So anyway, thanks for having me on and looking forward to talking soon.
Tim, when you plan on launching your merch store, man?
I have to talk to one of my employer's son-in-law and make arrangements with him to have it designed. I haven't talked to him yet, so I don't know how long it would take him to do it. So it's still kind of up in the air at the moment.
Okay. Well, you don't need to worry about Johnny. He doesn't wear shirts, so.
That's amazing. Goo, you got any final words for us, sir?
Yeah, I got a few. But yeah, Tim, keep crushing it, bro. And thanks for being you, man. Just keep doing what you're doing, man. I love it. So there's this play I'm looking at, bro. This shit is a low ass market cap, so I'm not gonna talk about it right now. But I thought about talking about it, right? And it's still a low ass market cap, so I want to just keep my eye on it. but I was thinking about talking about it here on stream tonight, and that made me think, like, you know what? It wasn't discussed in the Overlords chat. It wasn't discussed in nobody's channel. I was gonna discuss it here on stream for the first time. So that just goes to show you need to be locked in to all of our outlets. You understand? The X accounts, like Mo always says, turn the notifications on. You understand? The streams, we're here twice a week, Monday and Thursday. You understand? I almost dropped out some alpha tonight, but it's still low market cap. So I want to watch it. I want to make sure that we're safe first, right? Go join the Overlords chat, right? The link is, we got the links everywhere, right? You can find it. It's very easy. Overlords, the Overlords with a Z, right? Join my channel, Goose Clues. I put that everywhere. It's pinned on my Twitter. Join the Next Layer trading calls, because you never know where the next one is going to come from. We could just decide to post it anywhere. So follow all the outlets, turn all notifications on, and yeah, bro, let's fucking go.
Let's fucking go. Love it. All right. Last words. We will end on you. We'll kill it right at the end.
Yes, sir.
Take it.
Great live stream. All that good stuff. Follow all the homies up top. They got their own special abilities. They're different Pokemon out there in the cryptocurrency market. Long story short, I just want to give a quick shout out to all my favorite projects. Yee, King, TFC, fuck Pepe, fuck Soul. And if you like meme coins and you like altcoins and you're slightly fucking retarded, follow me at the verse 369. Support the homies. Till next one, guys.
He's such a badass.